Meanwhile, 26 Republican senators, including my next guest, signing a letter today in support of House Speaker Pelosi's trip to Taiwan. Senate Minority Whip John Thune with me now. Senator, thank you so much.
Charles.
The way this played out in the public arena here leading up to this trip was almost fascinating, where Republicans rallied around Speaker Speaker Pelosi rather, and it didn't feel like she was getting much support from the White House.
Yeah, you aren't going to see this same lineup of coalitions here very often, Charles. When you see the Speaker, House Representatives, with whom we agree virtually zero of the time on anything else, getting support from Republicans for this, and the administration, on the other hand, opposing her, it was a very weird dynamic. But that being said, I think it's important, and I think it was wrong for the administration not to support this trip. The Chinese government should not be telling American officials, elected officials or otherwise, where they can and cannot go. And the administration was wrong in the first place, I think, to come out and oppose this trip. And it's important that we send a message to China that they're not going to interfere in the travel plans of American elected officials.
Senator, President Biden had a long conversation just recently with his Chinese counterpart. And still afterwards, we had the same sort of saber rattling, perhaps even more intense, more vitriolic. Is it because President Xi feels emboldened in general, or does he have a special feeling that maybe he's more powerful now with President Biden than he was before?
Well, I think that there is certainly a circumstance where these leaders in other countries are paying attention to what happens in this country, and I think Afghanistan was a great example of American weakness on the world stage, and they're watching. They're also watching in what's happening now with Ukraine and Russia. But, and the president of China is under a lot of political pressure in his own country, so he's trying to do some of the saber rattling that we're seeing right now. But that should not weaken America's resolve to stand up for freedom-loving countries around the world. We have an important historic alliance relationship with Taiwan, and a pattern of elected officials visiting there on a fairly regular basis, and so that shouldn't be interrupted. And I think this president needs to project strength. I do think that the Chinese president is preying on a little bit a perception, at least in the global stage, that this administration is projecting weakness in some of these circumstances.
Senator, the 800-pound elephant in the room, if you will, is how much we depend on Taiwan for semiconductors. Now, we just had this CHIPS Act go through, which in the grand scheme of things is a small drop in the bucket for the kind of investments needed. But most Americans that I know are wondering why the industry doesn't do these investments themselves. And more importantly, have we waited too long to recognize that while globalism has some benefits, whether it was waiting on the shores, hoping that PPE equipment, that protective equipment would come in for coronavirus, some of the drugs that we created and developed in this nation will come in. In fact, some of these semiconductors, the technology, the intellectual property behind them, we create all of that stuff. We find ourselves looking offshore and hoping that it arrives on time. Should this be the ultimate wake-up call in general for our country?
Well, it certainly ought to contribute to an awareness that not only elected leaders in America, but also the American public has about the dangers that we face around the world. In onshoring some of these important capabilities that are essential is really important. Now, how you go about that is an argument. We had that argument here with regard to the CHIPS bill that passed and has now been signed by the president. But the point is that when it comes to the important reliance that we have on semiconductor chips on Taiwan and with China hovering over them all the time, I think it is critical that we start investing here at home. Now, whether that would have happened, it should be happening. Our company should be investing there, but this certainly is going to give them an incentive to do that, and hopefully that capability will become an American one and one that we won't have to rely on an unreliable supply chain.
Absolutely. I want to switch gears, and I wanted to ask about the Democrats, this massive spending bill. West Virginia Democratic Senator Manchin, he was actually asked about the impact that this would have on Americans' taxes earlier on this network. I'd like you to take a listen.
We got to know the bottom line on taxes.
Let me tell you the bottom line on that, Harris. You want to know the bottom line? The Joint Committee on Taxation? That opinion was only written by my friends on the Republican side. It was not done by the whole Joint Committee. So that is unfair, too. So let's be accurate what we're doing here.
Are you saying that Mitch McConnell and others in the Senate are wrong about those numbers and that Americans' taxes are not going to go up beyond that point?
Totally, absolutely wrong.
Senator, your thoughts?
Well, I think that, unfortunately, Joe Manchin got baited into a bad deal by his leadership, and I think it's something that in the end he's going to come to regret, and I think the people of West Virginia are going to come to regret it too. But the point is, the Joint Committee on Taxation was asked a question about how is this tax increase, how is it going to distribute among different income classes around the country, and what they concluded that the tax hike would place a disproportionate burden on those Americans, working Americans, making under $200,000 a year. So that wasn't a skewed result. It was in response to a specific question asked by the chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, Mike Crapo. But the broader point here, Charles, is prices are going to go up, costs are going to go up for American citizens. We are in a time of record inflation. We have an economy that's wobbly. We've got 2 consecutive quarters now of negative GDP growth, and the Democrats' prescription for that is raising taxes and increasing spending, the very thing, spending at least, you could argue, got us into this in the first place. So this is a big mistake on their part. Like I said, I think that Joe Manchin will live to regret this, and to argue with a straight face that this isn't going to have, or this is going to have a positive impact on inflation, is just totally inconsistent with history, with the facts, and with any experience we have with this in the past.
Yeah, I just got to tell you, it's baffling to me. He stood firm for so long, and then all of a sudden he just blinked. Senator John Thune, thank you very much. Always appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles. Good to be with you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.